Unus Annus was a unique channel in the sense that it was the first of its kind to set out to do what no other channel has intentionally set out to do before. Create a channel and upload videos to it daily, only to delete everything. Social media, videos, the channel itself, everything, after just 1 year. 365 days. And this is something that I feel like won't be able to be accomplished again. Not with the same amount of transparency and conviction that Mark and Ethan had. From the very beginning, the two of them were very blunt and straightforward about their intentions with the channel. No tricks, no lies, no backing out. Even I wondered if it would all wind up being a ploy by the end of it. Like, the clock would hit 0, and Mark and Ethan would be poised to hit that delete button, and then suddenly they would surprise us and say that Unus Annus was there to stay. I've been following Markiplier for years, and I firmly believe that he would be the type to pull something like that off, and do so convincingly. However, I was there for the end, and the end did truly come. If you try to look for the channel now, you'll find videos made by fans. You may even find some imitation channels. But the hard fact is that the true Unus Annus channel is gone, finished, deleted, dead. Many may try to repeat what they did, but it will never be the same. There will always be someone out there that will say, "Oh hey, you're doing kind of like what Mark and Ethan did with Unus Annus." There will always be that one whistleblower in the comments, ready to call it out. Always. Now, did I cry when that clock finally hit 0 and everything vanished? Well, you see, that's very interesting because, yes, I did. I cried like a little baby. I was the big sad. For some reason, I held on to the hope that it was all a joke, and Mark and Ethan would punk us all who were there for the goodbye live stream and say that Unus Annus was not going anywhere. In the end, though, I was forced to face reality. It was done, and all we're left with now are the memories. A lot of things happened on that channel. From eating bugs to being pepper sprayed, from cooking with sex toys to simulating childbirth, Unus Annus provides smiles and laughter during a time of tension and fear and uncertainty. Even during the live stream, the last 12 hours of the channel's existence, Unus Annus kept me in my seat laughing and busting my gut the entire time, leaving the more heavier discussions for the very end. And I applaud Mark and Ethan for being able to fill those 12 hours with sheer entertainment from start to finish. Staying up until like 3 a.m. to watch it all come to an end was worth it. So, what was my takeaway from all of it? I did wind up going through all 5 stages of grief with the channel. Except for anger, I wasn't really all that angry about anything. I tried to convince myself that it was a trick. I cried on my toilet for about 10 minutes, and finally came around to accept that the end did truly come, and the channel Unus Annus was no more. But it almost seemed like everyone else had some kind of takeaway from the whole thing. Maybe it taught them to be more creative, or to never take a single day for granted, or to go out and do something crazy. Legal, but crazy. And then there was me. At first, I really didn't have much of a takeaway from Unus Annus. I simply tuned in whenever I could and had a good laugh. There wasn't really much that I could personally take away from it. But something Ethan said about Mark in the live stream really resonated with me. In short, he stated the fact that Mark is unapologetic with his work. He makes what he wants, when he wants, and he doesn't let anyone else's opinion affect him. People who have been following me for a while know that this is a concept that I seriously struggle with. I am always second-guessing myself I am always questioning if a particular video is a good idea to upload, and I care way too much about what other people think and trying to appease them, even though it's my channel and I'm working for myself and that nobody else's opinion really matters unless I specifically ask for it. But I second guess myself all the time. I'm afraid of offending those who don't have the same opinion. I'm afraid of crossing into uncharted territory, and when people snap at me, telling me that they want me to go back to do a theory video and my husband hotel stuff, I have to fight that reflex of simply going, okay, and doing as they say. My video expressing my feelings about the past 4 years living under Trump's rule is a perfect example of this. I put out a warning to my fans before I even uploaded the video, and I put a warning in the video itself. I warned that people's feelings were about to be hurt, and on both of those things, I had people basically acting like my boss, telling me that I needed to focus on my career, and that they wanted their entertainment and politics to be separate. That statement from Ethan was pretty much my wake-up call, essentially. That I care way too much about what other people think of me and my content. I focus way too much on, oh, what are people going to think, and not enough on, what do I think? I have never been able to stop seeking the approval of everyone else because I have this perpetual fear of being hated just for simply having an opinion and a voice. It's the same exact shit that I was afraid of growing up. So, to the people who have been saying that I need to start focusing on my career and do videos about cartoons and Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss and not politics, I am my own boss, and I'll make whatever kind of video I feel like making. If you don't like it, you are not a hostage here. You are free to leave a video, unsubscribe, or just skip a video altogether at any time. The only hostage here is Gray, so if that isn't you, there's no need to concern yourself. And I have a favor to ask all of my fans. If it ever looks like I'm asking for permission to upload a certain kind of video, I want you all to tell me straight up, you are your own boss, so you decide what you want to put on your channel. Yes, this concept is just that hard for me to grasp. I care too much about what other people think. Of course, I don't want to alienate my fans and make them feel like they don't have a say in what's going on, but damn it, I want to have that same level of conviction where I can make the content that I want, when I want, and the opinions of others don't influence that just because it's controversial or a touchy subject like politics. So like I said, if it feels like I'm holding myself back, feel free to remind me in the comments. In fact, I'm pretty sure you Unus Annus fans can jog my memory with 2 words. Memento mori. Overall, Unus Annus' message was so important. It was a reminder in every video when you saw that clock still counting down, that time was running out. When that clock hit 0, everything would come to an end. The original channel, gone. All the original videos, gone. Leaving only those of us who were there to see it unfold with nothing but memories. That is the reality of death. People don't come back when they die. And that's exactly the amount of emotional impact that the death of Unus Annus had. Granted, Mark and Ethan aren't actually dead themselves. Both of them can still be found on their respective channels, Markiplier and CrankGameplays. But you still feel as though they still died in some way. And you still feel the sadness, emptiness, and this strange shadow of peace at the knowledge that there's nothing you're going to be able to do to get that back and get more. Make more memories, share more laughs, witness more insane things that some of us would never dream of doing in our entire lives. That is the reality of death. And Mark and Ethan executed this entire thing perfectly. So imagine my utter disappointment at the fact that there are, in fact, now other channels either re-uploading all of the videos to keep it around or blatantly disguising themselves as a reborn version of Unus Annus, or as a new channel to do the same thing all over again, taking copies of all of the original videos and re-uploading them and claiming them as their own. You people are not doing any sort of favors for the fandom. You are completely defeating the purpose of Unus Annus and missing the entire point that they've been stressing all year long, while at the same time breaking YouTube's community guidelines by uploading content that isn't yours. True fans know better. Unus Annus is dead, and we aren't getting them back. I know it's hard for some of us to come to terms with and move on from, but you're not going to be able to do the same thing with real people after they pass, no matter how badly you want to. That is what it truly means to understand Unus Annus, memento mori. We were there. Where were you? Regardless, the end result is still the same. There will be no more new Unus Annus content as far as I know, and Mark has already stated that re-uploads will be reported and taken down. But that doesn't mean you can't still set out to do your own version of Unus Annus. Make amazing original videos that you upload to a channel only to delete all traces of after a certain amount of time. You can still do that and set out to make memories for yourself and whatever kind of following you manage to build. But remember that you have to stay true to your word. Maybe I'll set out to do something like that someday. I don't know. If I do, it most certainly won't be anytime soon. But if I do decide to tackle on a project like that, you'll know. Until then, memento mori. Unus Annus.